Hey guys, today's video is about how you cannot cause other people's feelings. We are taught that we hurt people or that we make people mad, and the real truth of it is that we cannot actually cause another person's feelings. People's feelings come from their own thoughts and their own beliefs. So I have a couple examples. They both happen to involve yoga. I just thought of them in my yoga class. So one of them was a teacher who had received a compliment that I overheard, and I was letting her know that some people had complimented her and they had said, she doesn't just teach yoga, she is yoga. And when I told her, she was in a kind of low vibration, depressed mood. And when I told her, she just scoffed. Like, I thought she would receive the compliment because it was meant in such a sweet, sincere way. But to her, it was like, that's dumb. What does that even mean? Right? So that was one. And then another example is a time that I was pointing out a student in class that was doing a very beautiful pose. She was very, very flexible, and the way that she was doing the pose was like amazing. And I was like, look at her, she's doing such a good job. And she like froze. She got really quiet, and afterwards I talked to her about it. And she had been in dance her whole life, and she was very, very flexible. And it was something they criticized her on. She was not using her muscles for strength enough. She was so flexible. She was embarrassed by that comment that I made rather than feeling proud of it or feeling like she had achieved something. So the lens that someone hears our words through can determine how they interpret things and how they feel. It does seem like we can cause people feelings because we talk about it so much and we see our actions and we see how they feel. But in between those steps, there's their thoughts about it. There's their interpretations. I bring this up because a lot of people who have chronic pain or disease are people pleasers. It is the fawn state of the nervous system. It's a survival state. So when you are trying to act differently and maybe act small or say what you think people would want you to say just so that they will like you, then you're showing up as less of yourself, and you can't even control whether people will like you or not anyway. You could be the happiest person and the nicest person, and some people who are in a bad mood might find that annoying. So you just work on being yourself. That's what this body work teaches us, is how to be in alignment with ourselves, so we're not going into these fawn states or these freeze states where we're showing up compromised and less than and scared and fear-based, and we show up more as who we are so that we can actually be an example for other people. When we try to control other people's feelings, we put our emotions in their hands. We're basing whether we're happy or not on how they're feeling. We can't control other people's emotions. The only people's emotions we can control are our own. So that is where we need to start with focusing, is on our own emotions, and trust that when we are helping ourselves feel better, we will then help the most people around us feel better as well.